guys, this is Lava Land's Oregon. Wow, pretty incredible. Well, I'm here in California finally. So about the last 2 days have been actually pretty incredible. I made my way to Oregon and I stumbled upon Crater Lake, and it was like a really awesome lake. I was not expecting it to be as beautiful as it was. Tons of scenic, scenic points to like take photos and stuff like that. But on my way south, because there was a huge fire, the PCT, the Pacific Coast Trail, was closed. And so when I got to the south part, I saw this girl standing by the side of the road. I didn't think nothing of it. I just thought she was a hiker. And then I stopped and I talked to her, and she was looking for Masama Village, which is the village in the south of the Crater Lake. And I took her there on the back of my motorcycle. And she didn't have a helmet, but it was okay. It was only 1 mile. So, I dropped her off, and there was a huge camp full of like the Pacific Coast Trail through hikers. And she just finished doing like 1,600 miles of PCT. So then I actually camped with the PCT hikers, which was pretty cool. Like, I was not expecting them to even let me, but I kind of feel I'm almost doing the same thing, like riding cross country. They're hiking cross country. Of course, mine is much easier. I got a motor to pull me. So I met like lots of cool people that were hiking the PCT. A lot of them are like transitioning between jobs, or they quit their jobs. It's a pretty interesting mix of people. They were partying up all night, drinking and boozing and laughing. And then the next day I woke up and I saw her, which I forgot her name, back in the village, and I told her, I'm going to go to the North Rim, so I could take you there if you want. So it was a 30-mile ride up there, and I took her in the back. So she had to like go all the way around. And so I dropped her off. It was cool, like talking to her and everything. It's like people that you meet on a motorcycle ride is pretty incredible. And then just as I'm dropping her off, there's like 4 motorcycle riders in the parking lot, and they come up to me and like look at my bike and like, hey, where did you ride from? Oh, DC. That's incredible. Hey, why don't you guys stay with me like in my house? That's how I met Patrick. And so Patrick took me. I just rode with him yesterday, and then I rode with him today. They fed me dinner. We went to lunch. We rode all day. He gave me these awesome gloves because he saw that I had work gloves, but he gave me these awesome Joe Rocket gloves. Just, like he helped me adjust my chain. He put like a bolt to my fairing that was like shaking because it was like rattling because of doing all of these like off-road. And so after that, like today we rode west, and they bought me lunch again, like bought me pizza. I slept at their house. I ate their food, and it makes me want to do more of that, like host other motorcyclists in my house. But if anybody's watching this and wants to stay in DC in my house, feel free. I'm also part of the tent space on ADV Rider, so you can use that. Stay in one of my bedrooms, stay in my living room, in my backyard, whatever. I think if somebody helps you out, you kind of have, or you do have the obligation to help others as others help you, I think. I'm never worried about people hurting me, which might be an unrealistic thing to think of, but I'm not worried. And I think the reason most people are worried is because they watch so much TV and all they see is like people getting murdered and all of these things. I think if you were to ask anybody that hiked the PCT or rode cross country, their stories would be much more different. I think people generally want to help. People are interested. People are genuine. They're polite. They're just great. That's been my experience. And I think if you ride cross country, walk cross country, bicycle cross country, if you travel, I think you'll just find great people. I think it just draws the best out. Pacific Ocean in this trip. We are still in Oregon. I don't think anybody can see me here. Things are gonna fall apart. Well, here I am, Redwoods National Park. Last night I got pretty sick, so I went to McDonald's, tried to drink some coffee, and I couldn't even. I think just my stomach's upset. I was throwing up last night. It wasn't very enjoyable. Here a nice walk in the park. This tree. I think it's August 8th or 9th, and I just stayed here. As you saw me like ride up this hill. It's actually steeper than it looks. All of yesterday I was riding in the Redwoods. We're still in the Redwoods. We're 150 miles from San Francisco, and I was pretty sick. I mean, I didn't eat all day because I was hungry, but I wasn't feeling like eating. It was a very strange thing. And the plan today is to ride to San Francisco, stop at Napa, see if I can find camping in Napa, and then head to San Francisco for a day and just ride around and explore the city. That was actually